and friends.
With benefits.
Kathy!
Oh, lady psycho. Oh, lady psycho.
And you know what that means. 3 letters, 3 words. NXT, let's fucking go.
Oh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the AEW Dynamite Watch Party.
It is Friday, and you know what that means. Only one thing. It's time for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Circle Debate Network for the watch along. It's Kayla, the Queen of the South.
Yo, the GETCHO podcast crew is in the building. That's right, you got your homie Gus.
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports. Is what?
She bangs! She bangs! Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves.
Yo.
He moves, baby. And he bangs.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language.
Go fuck yourself! How's everybody's father feeling today?
Off is the direction you can fuck.
It's time! Let me talk to you.
Bloody marvelous.
I knew it. That's 2 for Vivian.
Bloody marvelous. Bloody marvelous.
It is fucking bloody marvelous, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle Debate Podcast, episode 263. Of course, it's a dysfunctional fucking road that we're in right now in 2025. Ending into, of course, you know, we're heading into that direction, ending 2025. But you guys already know, folks, not alone. And you already know the host leaves what I've received with my other host, the man that brings those hosts together, because this man always does it. You know, he got hosts in different area codes, because the turn.
He'll represent you, and you'll be lucky. He'll win you 1.2, maybe 3. Oh, he's a fill of fucking Pepsi. Just call 1-900-Mussolini. And for a low fee of $3.99, he will give you expert legal advice and a free can of Pepsi.
Pepsi Film, Pepsi, not responsible. See the wrong kind of Pepsi. Top of Wrestling Talk, Circle Debate are all responsible for that.
Call today.
Money's on the way. Call Pepsi
today. Right now. And remember, he will fight for you.
And he will, folks.
Welcome. And contrary to AEW and everybody else, we are actually the days of wrath. Hard Willow and Harley is ours. Ooh, I thought that was the 31st. What?
National Trick or Treat Day. Mr. National on Substack. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Gabby, what's going on? What is good? That's right. Just in time. Lauren, what's up, baby? Hey, yo, guys, like and share, subscribe to Discord, of course, and CEO fams. Get into 2K, 5K. Let's fucking go. That's right, baby. The Vega Mercado. Do you think Black and Vega, versus Priest stuff evolve away to call up Lola? I like that idea, actually, Vega. I don't know. David Burns from Cider Hill, Texas. What is good? Shout out to Texas. Steven, what is up?
What's up, baby?
What's up? Bagel with the 199. Of course, the predictions for match of the night tonight. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, Bagel. That's for sure. That is for sure. Emily, what is good? What is good?
Emily, what's up?
That's right. And David Burns, but Oh man, well, make sure you stay dry, David, out there. You know, I know it's going to be raining out there. But I appreciate you all for joining us today because we got a lot to talk about. A lot of things that happened this past week, but we're going to get into it because we didn't have the chance to give our, just to talk about overall. I want to hear our attorney at law. But before we do, we got to ask our attorney at law today, what is the word of the day today? What's the word of the day?
And the word of the day provided to us by our good brother Briscoe is retort. Retort.
Retort. Oh, man.
This word today is brought to you by the brother Briscoe. That's about to slap the shit out of Kyle Fletcher.
What is up, Rusty? What it do, Betty Boo? What is going on? And of course, you're more than welcome for the watch party we're going to have later today, folks, tonight for Halloween Havoc NXT. You're more than welcome. And of course, Steven is always there for us. And that's why we love Steven. Dalton, don't start easy there, Spartacus. I know you want to start with it. What that? That's all right. But, man, let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about what happened at WrestleDream. I want to hear your thoughts because we haven't heard your thoughts overall, even though we had a busy week.
I honestly gave WrestleDream a B+. It was legitimately a B+ event. It would have gotten an A, but there was a few wobbles here and there that was a personal for me. Not that I didn't think it was an A event, but for me, there were certain things that knocked it down. But overall, it was a legitimately an enjoyable event. One of the most solid and consistent pay-per-views they've done. It was strong stories. I enjoyed all of it. The only reason it's not an A is probably because there wasn't really a match of the night there.
Ooh,
everyone had a legitimately great night.
Okay.
Every match was great. I'm not saying that there was no good matches. I'm just saying for me, no match stood out as the match of the night. And I think when I watch a pay-per-view, I need to see at least one match. I don't care where it is on the card that kind of steals the show. Honestly, it's indicative of a really good show that no match outshined anyone else. But I think there was opportunities for there to be a good shot. But truth be told, not gonna lie, there were a couple of guys who were really, really, really. I can't do nothing about Andrade at this point.
There you go.
That's an ugly web, Rusty. I ain't fucking with that one. But the truth of the matter is overall, it was a great event. AEW got their money's worth. Justin Deemer. Yeah, AEW did not disappoint, and they gave you exactly what they promised. As far as I'm concerned, they gave me exactly what they promised. AEW WrestleDream was perfect. If I had to say, now I will say there wasn't a match of the night, but for me, the moment of the night really was when the Ops turned on Hangman.
It was actually. You're right. I think that's the one.
That was the moment that stole the show, but there wasn't a match. Like that was the moment I went, yeah, this is how the story's supposed to go. This is exactly how the story's supposed to go. So yeah, so overall, overall at WrestleDream, like I said, once again, another pay-per-view by AEW that did not upset me or disappoint me. Although I will say this, thank you for bringing Sting back.
Oh my God, right.
I don't know how Darby is not dead. But I think the biggest thing I also have is I get a little bit worried about matches like Darby and Mox's. Even though it doesn't happen all the time, I feel like they need to scale. I mean, and this is just me. And I remember I grew up during the era of ECW. I feel like they can pull those back a little bit more. They don't need to do so many super extreme stuff in an extreme match. Because yeah, that's another good one. That was also another good one. But I think that was a beautiful setup for what's coming down the pipe. But like overall, like I said, the Darby and Mox thing at a certain point just felt gratuitous and unnecessary at certain points. Like the waterboarding thing just felt unnecessary for the story to work. Like the story was working fine. It didn't need the waterboarding part.
I think because which I was looking details into it, and I actually found out what's the reason why there wasn't a lot of bloody mess in that match. Overall, because the athletic commission in the state of St. Louis, Missouri, they do not allow that, and they're fine with the wrestling and the weapon type of part, but the bleeding part is like a no-no for them. So now it makes sense why they didn't go to that, to that limit, even though they had like a little bloody moment, but we know that shit was. It wasn't there, but it makes sense now why they actually didn't do what they wanted to do. And like, you mentioned about the water, thing part, it makes sense why they did that. So I'm like, okay, this is why. Even though it didn't in the beginning, I mean, you're right. It didn't, like, what the fuck? What's the point of having the water there? Like, didn't make any fucking sense. But now when I read more details and found out because of the athletic commission of St. Louis, Missouri, they don't allow that for professional wrestling at all overall. So I'm like, okay, all right. So it makes sense. It makes sense. But I mean, Redeemer nailed to the point too with the Okada and the Takeshita situation there. I loved it too. I know that people were not happy with Stellar and Timeless. How the limit was and the match overall, but it's fine. It's done. Move forward. At least we know what's happening with. With Timeless and what's her next goal now, which we already know. So that's something. Let's see. Yeah. Redeemer saying, I'm not gonna lie, if they're gonna try to make it this feud like it's like a bloody war, then you probably shouldn't even have done the I Quit match in St. Louis. Yeah. You're not wrong there, to be honest with you. You're not wrong.
Mean, like I said, the problem with those matches those are punchlines. Like after those matches happen, you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere else but shooting somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Pardon my. But the truth of the matter is that those are single punchline matches. Like those are like your finality. Like you can't go to an I Quit match and then come back the next week going, I want to fight you again.
No.
And especially that match, like Mox can't go after Darby again and have it make sense. Honestly, because like, what does Darby have to gain by beating you a second time after making you say I quit? So that's the only real issue I have with those type of matches, because I think it was a good match overall, but I think the nature of the match makes it hard to progress with the storyline because of how the finality of that and closure that match provided. But again, I guess if that's the storyline they have, then I guess it's fine. So,
yeah, that's a good question, Bagel. Which one was it? The Jurassic Express or Young Bucks or Brodito versus Konosuke and Okada? Which one you said was a better tag team match when it comes to that?
The Brodito match was better. Brodito match was better. But I will say this, however. The Young Bucks are the Bucks. They need to stop calling themselves the Young Bucks. The Bucks,
Rod Todd, baby. That's just what it is.
Yeah, the Young Bucks. Yeah, this new gimmick for the Bucks is really working out for them, and they are doing some compelling work. And I'm enjoying their run on this one. But truth be told, Brodito against Takeshita and Okada was a much better tag match, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I think, man, it really put a moment for not only just Brody King, but also for Bandito. Amazing. Those four together in the ring could do so much. It's like fucking amazing to see that.
And there was like two storylines going on in there, which was great. So I was really excited about that. So I thought that was the best one. And honestly, I'm a little bit worried about Brodito where they go from here, but
I mean, Bagel's not wrong on that.
Exactly. So, David.
Yeah. David, the man will get what's coming to
him.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to the banger, baby. The banger, baby. Oh, he's banging and slapping and fucking, folks. That's right. Tim King, folks. That's right. Yes, let's see. The thing is, it feels like we're not done with it. On Dynamite, they pretty much confirmed that it's still going on. You know what I'm thinking? That I just hope it doesn't, though, Pepsi Phil. By the way, how Redeemer just mentioned about with the whole Bucks, like, I have a feeling they're gonna have like a reunion of the Omega and Bucks by either World's End or Revolution.
See, I don't know if that reunion is gonna happen just yet because I like the current storyline,
Me too.
And,
I like
and it makes no sense for them to come back with Hangman because right now they're still the same EVPs. They're just broke. Like that's literally it. They just ain't got no money. I mean, they could work out something. Thank you, David. I agree, like 100%. So
that's Bagel saying, Pepsi Phil, your point about the finality of a certain steps reminded me of the annoying era of WWE where the Hell in a Cell match would be in the middle of the feud and not at the
yeah. I'll be honest with you, Bagel. The Attitude Era, they were allowed a lot of leeway in some of this storytelling. So it's like I remember when like Kurt Angle was killed and fell off a parapet and died and came back the next week in a wheelchair and a neck brace. Yeah, they would do like at that point doing the Attitude Era wrestlers was like indestructible.
Yeah.
I remember when like who was in the limo that got ran over and they thought he was dead and it was like, oh yeah, they ran over Vince in a limo Austin ran over Austin in a limo ran over Vince, sorry, in a limo in his like super truck or whatever hell.
Oh, that's right, yeah, his monster truck that he had, yes.
Yeah, and they were yelling Vince is dead.
Wasn't the one too that when Austin did? It was that one, but there was another one that Austin did with Triple H. Remember? I think he picked up the car. I think with
yeah.
Like I remember that. David asked a question for us. Said the question, fellas, what do y'all see in a tag team like Brodito, and how long do y'all feel they will keep those tag belts?
So here's the thing: AEW has this weird energy about their teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting off with the Acclaim because here's the thing: their regular tag team division is perfectly fine, and I'm including myself in this. AEW fans don't necessarily they enjoy the tag teams like FTR, the Young Bucks, even the Lucha Bros when they were there. However, the quirkier the tag team, especially for AEW, the more the fans love them because the Acclaim proved that. Because the Acclaim and Billy Gunn made no sense whatsoever as a team. But not only did they win tag team gold, they won the trios gold. The thing about Brodito that I enjoy is that it's the odd couple thing. They are an odd couple, but they work really well together, and they're both great workers. And honestly, the chemistry they have with each other and anyone they wrestle with translates really well, which is what makes a perfect tag team, in my opinion. Like it doesn't need to be great, but like if there's decent chemistry that can sell the entire shtick, it works. That's why Alexa and Charlotte works. Like that should theoretically, no one believed that was a good tag team until you started seeing them gel together. That's why, like, I'm trying to think of another opposite attract, so bear with me. That's why Kane and Daniel Bryan work together, remember?
I think I would have liked Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy. I would like to see that like odd couple because it's like Briscoe's is more with like the hype and Orange is just like whatever, you know. I liked it. Even when I don't know if you saw like they did like a little intro, like they kind of like almost friends. They did the conglomeration, everybody together. But you see, Roderick is the one that I don't like this shit. He walks away, but it's funny. I like
because even when Red Dragon was together, no one really like.
Oh yeah,
those are established tag teams that just really weren't getting over.
Yeah,
as much as they could, only because of the fact that people like quirky.
Yeah.
Like Red Dragon, they still had the chemistry and the great thing, but it's like they weren't compelling to the AEW audience.
Redeemer saying, I feel like AEW felt like there wasn't going to be much to Brodito, and they've blown their expectations out of the water.
Oh no, that's true. No, that's 100% true. Like almost, and that's the funny thing about wrestling. Every tag team is put together like that. It's almost rare that it's a plan. They use 9 times out. That's how the New Age Outlaws was formed.
That's true.
They weren't doing anything with them. It's like just put those two together. We ain't got shit to do with them.
And that's how it worked out.
That's how the Rock and Sock connection got together. No one that was supposed to be a one-off, but that became a thing. I mean, Brodito honestly should not work. Even Beer Money. And Beer Money still, in my opinion, one of the greatest tag teams of TNA ever.
I agree 100%.
But,
Like, I didn't expect that one either, honestly. I didn't expect Rude and James Storms to work out, and it fucking did.
I think Bro Dito, because they're the unexpected tag team that blew the expectations out of water, they're just riding a wave, and God bless them. Like, they are great tag teams. And truth be told, I'm just glad Brody really has something to do now.
Exactly. Amen to that, brother. We preach the word because that's very true. Because that's something like I was afraid, and now with Buddy Matthews still out of the picture. Julia now is doing her own thing. Now has a triangle of bad, triangle sins or madness, whatever the fuck it's called. Their group that she's now in that picture. What's up with Brody King? And I'm glad that they are doing still with Bandito and him. My concern with it as well is, Bandito's a Ring of Honor World Champion right now. So I love what he's doing in Ring of Honor, even though I don't watch it, but I see highlights of it. But now it's like you're kind of putting the pedestal to the world title more there, and you're giving it more for Bandito with the tag team titles. If this is the case, might as well have Bandito drop the belt and then have him just be full-time AEW and be with the tag team championships. Later on, maybe they could go after, maybe the TNT belt, or as individual competitors, or the unified championship. It's just, there's options there for them, but I feel the Ring of Honor one is where it's put in a pedestal in that situation. And
I think right there it's like Tony's big thing is he likes them keeping their legs in. He likes them keeping their feet in both doors, because if he can create talent that's popular on AEW who's attached to ROH, I think he believes that will pretty much kind of add capital to giving ROH a TV deal.
Yeah.
Like
What's these are honestly pretty interesting when oddball tag teams work better than actual teams. I agree.
It's actually, I understand why it's happening now is because I think after the Attitude Era, the era of tag teams kind of went away. Like the era of bringing real tag teams went away. Like, because honestly, and it's not like they weren't booking it that way. What it came down to was it was a business decision.
Yeah,
wrestlers had to be independent operators, and it's very rare for two guys to want to work together. And like FTR, I think is the exception to the rule, because remember they were guys who were just like, we're going to be a tag team for the rest of our lives. We're never going to do independence, and we're never going to break up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the truth of the matter is, tag teams don't do that anymore. They're independent guys. Like every time a tag team's put together, the clock starts running among the fans is when they're going to break up. Because I'll give you a perfect example of that. Sol Ruka and Zarya.
Mm-hmm.
We love that opposite attracts tag team, but everybody keeps saying, when are they going to break up?
Like you gotta blame Hickenbottom on that, man, because the way how he's fucking teasing the shit out of it, that's
the thing though. Like we expect them to break up, so Sean gets to troll us all the time. Because nowadays there is no such thing as a true tag team anymore.
I like what Bagel's saying here. Even the bar too with Colin Clark and Sheamus, that was a good tag team too.
Or if you want to go back further, Nikita Koloff and Magnum TA.
That's right. Nikita Koloff and Magnum TA. I didn't expect that shit. That was that's a great tag team.
Best of 7 into a super tag team, yeah.
Yeah.
So
but fucking tag team. But go ahead before I.
But like I said, that's the thing. Like we just there is no more era of tag teams. Like they will make them, but there really isn't a era of like we building a tag team like the Road Warriors or the 3D or the Hardy Boys anymore.
No, the only one that's trying to keep it alive, we could say, is FTR, but they're not even doing much at the moment. It's just
but like you said, they're still staying as a tag team. No, they're not. They've only had, in my opinion, and someone correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, they've only had one of each other, like one separate singles match, and that was for the Continental Classic, and that was it. Yeah. They have never individually gone on their own singles run.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're tag teams, guys, and that's how they want to run. That's how they want their career to end.
Same with Fraxium. So, and then nobody expected them. They keep teasing it, but they never broke up. I know. Private Party needs to come back. Man, I think they're on the way to NXT, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't see they're going to be renewing the contract. But speaking of tag team, fucking let's get into it. You saw this fucking piece of shit fucking tournament bracket here. We're going to preview this, folks. You know, I want to hear what our attorney law got to say about this. This is
going to be hella fun.
Oh, okay. I gotta hear you talk about how is this going to be fun. I'm curious.
Right now, they have like I said. I'm a little on the one hand. I got two arguments to make. On the one hand, it feels very, very small. Like, truth be told, the fact that there's only what 8 competitors in this thing,
yes,
really is, in my opinion, bullshit. Because a real tournament, honestly, if it's less than 12, I mean, technically that's true, but before they came to NXT, they actually were a tag team now.
Yes, they were a tag team before they came to NXT.
Yeah. Thank you for the Owen Cup. Thank you. But those aren't mismatched guys. Those are legitimately those are the guys. Gallows and Anderson, by the way, he was mentioning Gallows and Anderson. I don't think they count as mismatched to me. I think honestly, I'm a little upset that the tag team division on this one is small because there's way more women that should be in this tournament.
The Renegades, fuck, they should have been in there. Who else?
Well, Renegades still counts as ROH talent, so
they should have put RH talents in this one.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But like I said, I don't know why the brackets are so small. Because truth be told, you got enough for a best of. You got out of 16, but it is what it is. But I will say,
hi Tommy, what's up, girl? It's like king of Mr. Carbonated drink prosecutors. I love that.
So that's the criticism I have for this. But overall, the talent in this that they currently have is great. I am not upset with the talent in this one. I just wish there was more of it. Like, you got guys like Serena Deeb, Deonna Purrazzo.
Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie would have been great in this fucking tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would have been good too. But like I said, we are where we are. So even though it's not that, and unfortunately, and I can guess why.
I'm listening. I'm curious. I just want to know.
The WB hates women's wrestling. WB hates women's wrestling. They do not think they don't think it makes money.
Really?
Yeah, they do not think it makes money. So getting it on television is hard. So literally, if you look at this list of people in this tournament, it's literally all the women who are proven to be money makers. Like, if you look at the Owen Cup or even the Continental Classics, that stank of guys we had never heard of. They were doing X Factor guys, random guys like even one shot guys. But with this women's division, because of the fact that it is hard to get women's match put in because TNT and WB don't believe in women's matches, Tony had to stack the card with women who literally, if you look down that list, all of them have been main eventers. So they already make money. They already pull houses. So in my opinion, I think it's one of those, you can't like, this has to be a quick tournament because no one wants to watch that many women. I disagree 100%.
Yep,
but networks be on that bullshit.
I never thought about it until you mentioned it. Like,
because if you think about it, their women's matches have gone over, but at the same time, if you think about it, their women's matches do great, but WB and TNT still do not put those women's matches over. There are still way more men's matches, even in storylines where they can squeeze in women's matches. And I'm not saying Tony is completely clean of it, but I think WB did not want to lean into, okay, that's a good call. I will get to that in a little bit too. We talk about it. But the truth of the matter is, I think the problem is that the networks did not want to invest in a true women's tournament.
Wow, I just never thought about how you said it. But also I'm thinking, so you're saying basically more is they don't want to give it on Dynamite, even though we see it on a lot of Collision though. Like there's more like.
I'm talking about all over. They do.
So you saying both of them? So you saying
it's a lot easier on Collision because TBS is not the the Collision is not the quote unquote home show.
Okay.
But so Collision they can get away with a lot more. Okay. Even though Collision has become a legitimately a great brand right now.
Interesting.
That's my opinion because honestly, it does not make sense to only have think about it. For the Owen Cup, there's there's damn near 16 people. For the Continental Classic, it's 16 people. Having only how many people here? 2, 4, 6, 8 women.
Yeah, 8 women.
Yeah. For the tag championship makes no fucking sense with a roster that huge.
That's fucking interesting. Like you actually said that. I never thought about that until you just actually brought that up. That is really interesting.
Because that's my opinion on it. Because I think they did not want to invest the time for it.
Yes, Steven saying that there's going to be the 4 main event women in the finals for the tag team titles.
Don't sleep on Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter. Don't sleep on that team.
I like that team. Let's see. Redeemer saying the outcome of the tournament feels incredibly predictable. The whole thing, it feels just like another way to keeping only your top 2 women at the top, which he's talking about the 4 women that Steven mentioned. You know, Mina, Mercedes, Athena, and Timeless Toni Storm. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying. And Steven's saying if Stellar interferes,
and Redeemer's right because that feeds into it. Think about it. Even if those 2 get to the top, at least the networks can say our women's champions are the ones getting to the top. Mm-hmm. Mina's obviously a huge beloved person. Same with Tony. Same with Monet, and the same with Athena.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. What pisses me off is this should have been like how you said. I agree. I think the tournament should have been better, adding more to the bracket. I agree with that because it would have made it more interesting. Mm-hmm. And they still got time. It's what I did. You tell me because maybe I missed it. Did they announce that the winners will be crowned at Full Gear or is it before? That's what I don't remember.
I think it's at the next pay-per-view. Yeah.
So it's Full Gear. They're going to announce that they're going to. Okay.
That's why it's so the one that's because it's so quick. That's why it's going through because truth be told, it should be longer. And because if you think about it this way, it's only going to run on Dynamite. It's not even going to go through Collision. It may go through Collision. But think about it. It's truth be told, you basically have 3 matches.
Okay.
You have your 2 finals, your 2 semifinals, then your finals, and then the final is in Full Gear. That's only 3 matches. Because think about it. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Sorry. 1 to get 1, 2, and 3. There's only 3 matches for the entire tournament.
Okay.
Because you had the 2 semifinal matches outside. Then once those 2 winners are found, those 2 finals will go into it, and then we get into the championship round. So it's not even like we got a full run or a full G1 Classic S tournament.
Jordan, what's up, Jordan? Stephen, I'm just waiting for the inevitable decline of Monet. No, not this year. It's tell me why. I mean, I don't know. It sucks because it's I wanted more women into this tournament. I wanted more. I don't want it to be like the Athena and Monet in the finals, giving Monet the other belt, giving this one the belt. I don't mind if it's it's understanding with Timeless and Mina. At least that's understanding. The one that doesn't make any sense to me is Athena and Monet. Unless they're gonna do stories here, because there's ways you could do stories here in this bracket. There can be so many options that you could do with it.
I mean, the problem is that even if it's a foregone conclusion, it's still people that are already at the top. It's still people who are already at the top, like their tag team division. It's everyone who's already either had a belt, had a championship, had a top spot already. So whether it's an inevitable conclusion or not, if whoever wins, you're going, okay, of course it's them. Like it's never, there is no chance of it being like a wild card team. There's no real game of chance. Will they be good matches? Yes. But here's the thing though. We're seeing people we see already.
Okay.
And the reason people love tournaments are you get to see new people in a new circumstances fighting people you don't expect.
That's true. If it is that Full Gear, then she is in a bus double duty then. Yep. And Stephen is saying that he's surprised that no Stephen Mel will start him in the tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree. I think
what's the point? What's the point of those partnerships if you're not even going to use them for like something like this?
I absolutely agree. They should have added them because that would have been something different, especially with Stardom, because they have great tag teams in Stardom. They should have added them. So I definitely agree. And yeah, she's now 12 belts, Monet. She's going to head to 13 if she wins these tag team belts. That's why I feel like, if Redeemer just said, and I just thought about it too, if it had Full Gear, she's going to bust double duty unless she loses in the semifinals. If she loses, then we could say Statlander probably could cause it. I was thinking more. Excuse me.
Here's the thing, though. If she loses, she doesn't lose anything. Because think about it this way: Athena's taking that pin, not her.
Yeah, agreed.
So if she doesn't lose anything and she doesn't not become champion, she just becomes like she's just on a team that didn't win. But you have two of your ex-champions in that tournament. Like for me personally, I feel like it's just, it's like I said, it'll be a good match. It's just not a true tournament, in my opinion.
If Monet's in the final, then the tag team will probably be in 0 hour. Oh, you're right. Probably could be, Stephen. Or unless
could be.
Or unless it could be like the beginning of the match of the card. That'll be the first matchup to crown them right away. Who knows? Let's see. Redeemer saying the tag team titles only exist because the top two titles were on the only two big name women, and it gives everyone else something to fight for just to put those titles on one of those top two women's. It doesn't do anything for the rest of the division. That's the problem. I sort of agree and disagree at the same time. Explain.
If that's the case and that's what happens, and it probably will, it gives them some type of faction that's really, really exalted to have the women's tag team division, so whichever team beats them really gets over. Because if you want that tag team to look really prestigious, you need to give it to a really big team, so that when someone beats them, it's a really big win.
Yeah.
So I do understand why they're doing it that way. I don't like the fact they're doing it that way because I think giving someone the big, like giving a main event guy the belt is a good theory, and Paul Heyman talks about that because then it allows them to raise your mid card up, kind of like when Kyle Fletcher was taking on Hangman, and you get to see them prove themselves. But it's a really risky gamble. It's a really risky gamble.
Okay. Shout out to, of course, what are sports? What is good? Make sure you subscribe to our boy right there. Hi guys, looking forward for Halloween Havoc later on. Good card, isn't it? It is a good card. We're going to talk about that a little bit later for sure.
That is next up.
That is next up. That's for sure. But we're going to see how this bracket's going to, when it starts. Let's see. I still feel that there could be options to build stories in this, especially like I said earlier, like I said during the Dynamite watch along, I said this could be possibly the beginning of the ending of Monet's title reign when maybe, let's say, I still feel that Statlander is going to be put over. I feel Stat is going to beat Monet. Monet is going to just, what are the better way Monet to look? I can't win that title. What are the title I can win? She goes after Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. And then from there, we see a title for title at World's End. Athena takes away the belt from Monet, and that's where it starts her losing her belts at World's End, which makes fucking sense because of the concept of the name of the pay-per-view. It can start from there. You know, she could end the year being belts Monet, whatever. That's fine. She's got belts. But then it could begin to the year of her losing those belts starting in December. I mean, that's what I think they could book the storytelling here with this tournament. Because if they can make it to the semifinals, let's say, so she doesn't have to bust a double duty, this is where Athena say, you know what? Fuck this bitch, I'm walking out. She walks out, they lose in the semifinals because Athena walking out of the team, or Monet does, and let's say it could be the opposite, and this is where Athena gets, or Monet could get her revenge. But, you know, after that, her redemption, no pun intended, redeemer. But, you know, there's stories there. This also could help with Triangle of Madness, gives them the build up to see what they're a fucking faction. We can see. We get to see Queen Aminati and Jamie Hayter, which I'm excited to. You know, to the the current and ex-girlfriend of fucking Joey Janela teaming together. There you go. It's like, okay, I want to see what they can do. In the end, I'd rather have Timeless and Mina win it because I feel they're gonna give a lot of. I'm hoping it does give other women to go chase those titles from those two, and they have a great gimmick. And both of them have incredible gimmicks together as a team.
I think that's what they're going to do. I think it'll be Tony and Mina. I think the reason they're getting the belt is those are the biggest names. Whoever beats them gets over. Whoever gets to go against them automatically gets a really good rub. So I think that's a really good storyline right there. And I know people aren't happy with it, but the truth be told, if Tony and Mina can do what Tony did for the women's championship, the women's tag championship, we're golden. Legitimately golden. Like legitimately. Because think about it. Everyone who's won that women's championship have been huge. Mariah May, Chris Statlander, Tony Storm. But like I said, everyone who gets that belt after Tony is bigger than when they got the belt. And when they get the belt, they're pretty huge. So if the thing is to have Tony and Mina build up that belt so someone else can take it and be built up with it, it's standard wrestling. It's standard wrestling psychology.
Absolutely, 101, baby. Brought to you by the attorney of law, baby. That's right. And Will sir here saying, okay, the AEW women tag, I'm going Sisters of Sin or Megan Penelope myself as first champs. Wait and see how Tony chooses. That's true. We're gonna have to wait how they're gonna do choosing.
Yeah, I mean, Megan and Tony is not a bad call. I think that's not I think that works.
Yeah,
but I'm just not feeling them as tag champions.
Okay, and let's see. Redeemer saying still just feels like Tony and Widow tag each other. Then unfortunately, Monet. No, stop saying that. No, Monet is not. No, she's not getting that women's title. No. Stephen, Willow Hardy could possibly beat Mercedes Athena due to the Statlander. That's what I think too, Stephen. That could happen. Maybe there's an option. Yeah, I always thought that was weird that Joey Janela's girlfriend and ex our tag team is weird. Tony and Tina, you could be new tag teams too. Shout, yeah, for sure. That's right. It still just feels like they only put the title on Stat because they didn't want Mercedes to beat their top woman, so they put on someone they could easily beat.
Here's the problem I have with that argument, and I will say I respect Redeemer's opinion on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, they always do stuff like this. They always put the belt on people who you don't think can carry it. In my opinion, as of now, Chris Statlander has been carrying that belt really, really well. If I'm booking that belt, having her lose it doesn't make any sense to me. Because consolidating all your champions on one person feels really stupid. Yeah. Like the only reason the women's division is working is because you have two distinct personalities as your champion. If you're going to give it to all one person, what's the point of having a women's division?
That's true. That's very, very true. That's
so
not.
I think Mercedes losing the stat begins what I refer to and what someone else refers to as the Phoenix issue. That's when like she burns out. Like I like 13 is like because they made the comment about lucky number 13, and no one thinks 13 is lucky, and losing on your 13 match is pretty much a good way to go downhill. How?
Oh, no, but we'll get into that for sure. You know, David, I know what you're talking about. Janela twins. It's Janela twins. I love that. I love that. We're gonna have to wait to see. I think we'll, you know, with AEW, with those women's tag teams, we're gonna have to wait to see. But there's gonna be a lot of development there that we need to see heading into full year, which they got enough time to do what they need to do for full year. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
now
next?
let's get into Warner Brothers Discovery's high bidder. Looks like it's Amazon that's not getting their involvement in this, because even though they outbid them for the NBA, because remember, Amazon and Warner Brothers were fighting for the NBA for them to be showing on HBO Max or, you know, just on Warner Brothers Discovery. But unfortunately, Amazon is the higher bidder that won and now has it on Amazon Prime, which now you can see that on that with the NBA season started. But looks like at first Disney was up there to get there was a potential high bidder for Warner Brothers Discovery since they're being sold. But Amazon now is trying to get involved. However, Amazon wants HBO Max. They want all their content. And also they actually were considering of either keep getting AEW television or removing it. So my question to you here, Attorney Law, is it a right fit for Warner Brothers to sell to Amazon if now they're becoming the high bidder right now at the moment? Because you had Netflix, you had Disney, Fox is still not even being in this picture yet, which I'm surprising that why they haven't. Maybe because they're focused right now with the NFL and you know with the World Series, they're not really focused on this, which they should. But is it a right fit? Amazon, AEW, could we see that on Prime?
So I'm going to say this. I don't want to speculate. I don't care until numbers are until it drops. I don't care. Because at one point, Paramount was in the running. At one point, Amazon was in the running. At one point, Disney was in the running. All these numbers are all going to bounce around until something ends up happening. And I don't know. Do I think it's a good fit? It's a network. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to change the format. It's basically going to be the exact same thing. But truth of the matter is, it's like all it's going to do is change the umbrella they're under.
Yeah.
They're not changing anything. They may change some of the broadcasting system, like where the pay-per-views air, which is fine because AEW's pay-per-views been bouncing around all over the place. So
that's true.
Truth be told, I don't think it makes any goddamn difference who owns the umbrella company.
That's true.
Do I think there's a lot more money gonna be floating around? Yeah. But to quote a constant phrase, it's above my pay grade.
My fear is that they're gonna fucking raise the fucking prices on the subscription, which is I'm not surprised. You know, it's gonna happen. You see how fucking ESPN is trying to do it now with theirs with $30.
HBO every other year raises the price of the subscription. It ain't gonna be because of this. They always raise their price. They just use this as an excuse.
That's true. That is very true. And even Steven saying TK has enough content to start his own streaming service, put AEW and Ring of Honor together. He does have the money for it, but I don't know if he will pull the trigger to do that. I don't know.
Steven, he does have the money and a thing for it. No one in their right mind uses their own money for something like this.
Yeah, it's a big risk.
If they don't use investors, it's never going to happen. That's why he can't do it himself. He needs investors to do it, because if this thing bottoms out, he loses a crap load of money. So yeah, I don't think he's going to do. I think he can, but I think he's at least savvy enough to know I'm not going to use my own money for this.
Yeah, that's true. Now, speaking of that, speak about losing money. Might as well get into it because, oh man, people are Well, that's what happens when you get your bids on immediately and you're losing money. And that is, of course, ESPN. They were expecting, oh, yeah, we're going to get some good shit, bring it WWE. And when they got their unexpected results, they're like, what the fuck is this? And we paid them $320.
Go ahead. They got greedy and they got impatient. They did a terrible rollout. They did a terrible product release. They made promises they couldn't keep.
Yep.
They had an infrastructure that couldn't handle what was happening. So what ends up happening is that they basically fucked themselves. So no matter what, like I said, people who had ESPN on Hulu couldn't use it. People who had regular ESPN couldn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
They literally screwed over their customer base, and in the end, ESPN got no one to blame but themselves. Like they can't say it's because of the fans are picky or nothing. Their content and service was great, and it was terrible when they launched it.
Because they fucking rushed it. They fucking rushed it for it.
And here's the other thing. If they had kept it at a reasonable price, fans would forgive them and come back.
Yeah.
If they had kept it at like $9.99, fans would have said, shit, they're still working on it. I'm gonna stick around. But at $30 a pop a month, nah, man. Like that's real. That's real money right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you make that kind of money, that kind of promise, you need to be perfect. And ESPN was not perfect.
They fucked up big time for rushing all of this deal. Big time. If they would have waited for the following year, 2026, to actually sit down,
like they were supposed to, that was the original plan.
Agreed. And they did it. They fucked up because if they would have waited in 2026 to figure this out, okay, well, how we're going to stream this? What is the price we're going to get to? What is our expectation? But you lost it, and you're losing. You're losing subscribers. You're not gaining none, and because rushing the deal, thinking that WrestlePalooza is going to be a big hit, and it was not a big hit. And now you already signed fucking John Hancock deal already. Now you're paying them 35 fucking, you're paying them $325 million with the deal. Now what do you expect, ESPN? What the fuck do you expect? That's your fault.
And keep in mind also, they the people that wouldn't stick around for them have been priced out. Like those families they were talking shit about, said we want to raise the caliber of people who like watch it because we're a high class quality object. Good for you. The people who would have been loyal to you, they can't come to your events. They can't watch your shit. And the other people you have are what I refer to as the casual consumer who pretty much expect a certain caliber of work, and you're screwing that up. And once again, if you can't get it on that promise, they're going to say fuck you and go someplace else.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think. So answer me this, because I don't know what's exactly the details of the ESPN. Is also that, but ESPN Plus, besides the PLEs, do they also show Raw there besides Netflix or SmackDown internationally?
No.
Internationally? No. Okay.
It's just the pay-per-view stuff as far as I know. Netflix still has their deal.
Okay.
So they only get pay-per-views.
And not SmackDown, because I know SmackDown's still USA Network and that deal is still going. So
and CW still has NXT.
Okay.
So actually, ESPN may have some of the shows, like Rivals or something. No, that's A&E. I mean, like I said, so all you get is pay-per-views on ESPN, and honestly, what does that get you?
Yeah. ESPN fucked up, dude. They fucked up for really pulling the deal so rushful to get it going and try to remove Peacock completely. And now it's biting them in the ass. Like, do you expect people to pay fucking $30 a month? No. And now that what Netflix is doing too, they're tracking down on people with the VPN to make sure. And this is but that battle is always going to be happening. Even Dana White has been fighting with fucking people that can watch UFC pay-per-views for free on these websites. He's been trying to track it down for years. And I'm sorry, Dana White, and you could try to be the same way to help Pape TKO. Hey, we should do this. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna. There's always gonna be a way somehow, any way for it to be watched. Even if they try to if Netflix or even ESPN try to help me remove VPN, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be there. It's not
even a VPN, because honestly, that's a niche market of people. The truth of the matter is that wrestling market is so wide and big right now. People can watch other wrestling events a lot easier now. It's a lot easier to turn your back on WWE.
And this is where this is a fuck up with it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So they may go back and watch some of they may go back and watch Netflix. They may go back and watch the other stuff, but they're okay letting that. They're okay letting the pay-per-view go.
Yeah. Yep. And shout out to Juggalo, of course. Whoop whoop. Of course, shout out to his Pro Wrestling Unplugged as well. Mm-hmm. Matthew, what is up? What? Yep. Let's see. I would not pay to watch pay-per-view on ESPN for $30 a month for WWE. I'm a fan, but I'm not going that far. Exactly. That's the problem. Exactly. They fucked up. They expect people. Yes, we're fans, but we're not gonna be desperate to.
Not in this economy. Fuck you.
That's exactly, especially right now with the economy that we're in overall. You got the ticket prices being come on, nosebleeds for over $100 in nosebleeds, while AEW still has nosebleeds for $60. I'd rather go to AEW than
they basically said we're screwing you over on tickets prices anyway.
And
they admitted to that. They admitted to that.
Oh, AEW is to WWE. Or
no, WWE basically said we're trying to raise the price of the tickets because this is a super venue.
And it's not working. It's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's not working. It's not working at all. It's hurting them. And Ring of Honor, I hope Ring of Honor finds a deal, Matthew. I hope they can find something. I know Tony Khan is still working on finding Ring of Honor a platform for it to be shown. And I hope he gets it soon. But it all depends on the Warner Brothers, the Discovery sales situation, and we got to see where it goes from there. We don't even know where the AEW platform TV will be until 2026. We'll find out. So that's something, it's up for ESPN. They expected expectations, and by the end of this year to be like, hell yeah, we're gonna hit this much by 2025. What should be good? No, you went down. You lost subscribers. And another thing too, I get it. I'm not speaking for all fans. All fans, they love sports and professional wrestling, but a lot of the majority professional fan, and tell me if I'm wrong for me saying this, everybody in the chat and YouTube, Pepsi Phil, a lot of them are not really just sports fans. They're all just pro wrestling fans. So you think they're gonna want to pay $30 just for watch one platform and not watch the others? Yeah. That's nothing they should have considered in the first place. And I don't know if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think they did. They were hoping that sports fans, ESPN would add some legitimacy to WWE, and sports fans will then want to watch wrestling. They think sports fans will transfer over to wrestling fans.
And it didn't fucking happen. That is a problem. Let's see. Matthew saying WWE is number one sport in all of mankind. Hey, like I said, everybody loves what they love, but we gotta have to wait to see how 2026 turns out to be. Now that we're sticking to WWE, now let's stick into what Alex asked earlier. Is the creative in jeopardy for these fucking brands right now? Because Redeemer brought it up before. We brought this up before that right now wrestling overall has not been the best. The way is ending 2025, and now we're with the injury prone that we're seeing with Raw, and now with the title we talked about it last week. What we saw, and then now with SmackDown, what we saw the heel turn, which is it took fucking long enough, but it just there's just so much shit. Are they in jeopardy for their Rumble and Mania? Could they fix this? Because they need to fix this to sell out their fucking both and or die for a Rumble and Mania in Vegas. They need to figure this shit out because it's.
I'll
They're
be
in
honest.
trouble. They're in jeopardy. I don't know if you tell.
I'll be honest. It's too soon to tell.
Mm.
It's too soon to tell. We won't know until Mania and SummerSlam and Rumble happens. Because the problem is WWE has changed their storytelling methods to long form. So there's no longer like a quick shot anymore. And this is my opinion, of course. So are there wonky storylines that are goofy as fuck? Yes. Do I think creative's in trouble? Honestly, I got to see how it develops because right now there are storylines that are developing that I didn't expect, and storylines I expect to be better. I'm surprised by. So I can't say good or bad because I have to watch and see how it develops. Like right now, the Cody storyline got really good.
Okay, I want to hear you explain that.
Cody was doing the Gentleman Champion a la Harley Race and those guys, and it was running dry. Now he let his passion out, and the thing he did, like the run he did with Drew, where he was like losing his mind, was a great emotional roller coaster with him. Like from a creative standpoint, that's a really good way to do it. That's a really good way to get invested in Cody's story. So, like, literally him fighting in a suit because he's that pissed off and getting disqualified is a great storyline. The MFTs, not going to lie, I'm liking the fact that they're going against the Wyatt Six. So, I don't think creative's in jeopardy. I just think it takes a lot longer for their storylines to develop, and because of injuries, it derails them. But I think right now, all we can do is wait to see what the fuck they're doing. Because I can't say it's a failure because honestly, the real test of it is the next pay-per-view.
Survivor Series.
Yeah. If the pay-per-view does not sell what it's supposed to, then it's a failure.
Yeah, keep in mind, they're doing it in a fucking baseball stadium.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm actually really intrigued how they're going to develop, because I know we got next Saturday, we got Saturday main event. They already announced 3 matches. We got Jade Cargill versus Tiffany for the women's championship. We got to crown a new world heavyweight champion with CM Punk and Jey Uso. And we got Cody versus Drew McIntyre for the championship. So do you think it starts from there, or how do you?
I think it starts. I think it starts now. I think it started now. I think it started last SmackDown and it's going now.
That's a good point. I just realized that too, because do you see Drew winning in next Saturday though?
I don't know.
Hey, that's a tough. It's really. I get your point with the Hardy situation with Cody, but I said this on SmackDown, and I'm gonna say it again. The way how it looked to me, and the way how I feel it, I know Redeemer said yesterday on SmackDown when we talked about it. He was like, "Man, it seems like it's like the 2016 Big Dog Roman situation. We're forced to be like forcing." I see it where it originally started. God rest his soul, but in professional wrestling, I said this before. When it comes to pro wrestling, it's different. Personal, I'm not gonna discuss that. Hogan, this is Hogan fucking type of style. You tell me that with the run-ins that Cody has done, run in and kind of like be the savior, like and then he gets attacked, and he's attacked. Shit, it's like a fucking Hogan type of. Like,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
For me, it is.
Okay, see, I would disagree only because Drew didn't get buried.
No, I'm not saying Drew. I'm not talking about the burial part. I'm just saying the burial part. You're right. I'm not.
And honestly, the hero thing, everyone does that. I mean, that's not even a big deal. I mean, that's not a Hogan thing. That's like Sting has done it. Like, I mean, the Horsemen, the Roman, all of them have done it. So it's not like the hero thing. It's always a champion's job to be the hero. That's as the face of the company. That's Cody's gig.
Okay.
Like remember Austin was like one of the biggest heroes with some of the greatest run-ins at all times.
He was the biggest controversial in the attitude era that saved the company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was not a heel or a face. He was just
that man started off in a bar beating the shit out of people, got in his truck, drove to the arena, and ran through, beating the entire shit out of during the Invasion storyline, everybody from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not new, but I do appreciate the fact that Cody's taking up that mantle.
So, okay. Now with the whole Jacob fought too, who attacked him? Do you see Cody was the one? That's a tough one.
I think it was Rikishi.
What the fuck? I did it for who? What are you doing it for? What? I did it for Jay. I did it for the people. For Jay, who's up for Jimmy, Big Jim? Like, what do you fucking did it for? And plus, the speedy recovery for Rikishi. You know, I know he was in the hospital, rushing emergency, so I'm hoping he's okay. And prayers to you and the family, and hopefully you're getting.
I mean, honestly, if I had to pick it, I say it was Roman.
Really?
Yeah,
Roman.
I would say it would. I'd say it was Roman.
I just gotta know how. Like, what the fuck? Out of all people, instead of Cody or Drew or even Randy or maybe in this, Roman?
He did it for Jay. He did it for Jay.
Or he did it for Solo? Or
no, he did it for Jay. He takes out Jacob. So then it turned.
Keep it in the family. Love it, Pepsi.
I think he did it for Jacob because he wants Jay to win the championship. I think, and this is my storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman's positioned himself to be the new wise man
for Jey Uso.
Yeah,
and him go to SmackDown and challenge Cody for the belt.
Who? Roman?
No, Jay.
Yeah, I think he's positioned himself to be Jay's wise man.
So this is where we see CM Punk winning the belt at the main event, and then who's I know you and I talked about it last week. This is the case. We could switch Sammy for Jay, swap them. Sammy for going after the Chaser, Jay going after Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a heel turn that you could get from Jey Uso, and like how you said, then Roman can be his wise man. Like, get what you want. And then Big Jim is like, why are you doing this, man? And then they beat up Jim. He goes out on maternity leave because his wife's going to be having the baby. And there you go. And Jacob Fatu is trying to be the Chaser, going out, getting his revenge. Okay. That's a good creative.
Because if you think about it, Roman's been in Jay's ear talking about get yours, man. Get yours.
Okay. That's true. He did tell him that. Get yours, man. You put up get yours.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Not to be confused with GETCHO. Get yours.
The GETCHO way. That's right. The GETCHO way. Let's see. Bagel saying, I'm feeling we're getting a three-way tribal combat match at some point. Maybe Mania between the OG Bloodline trio.
Maybe
so.
Interesting.
That is interesting. That's interesting. What the? I never thought about that. Like Roman, like what? Like that threw me off guard. I didn't expect that. I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, it was Cody," or it was like Cody.
Because honestly, for me, honestly, Cody and Drew are two obvious choices.
Okay, that's true. So you gotta throw this one off. Like fuck it, let it be Roman. Like that's so fucking interesting. Yes. It was Eric Rowan. Trust. Really? Henry, what's up, puppy? What is up? Oh, I got you, bro.
Choke slam.
Shout out to him. If you guys didn't see his show earlier today, oh man, it was amazing. Let me send him the link. I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook, puppy. So I'll send it to you right in a moment. That's interesting. That kind of threw me off guard. It really did.
For me, it makes perfect sense because Roman has pretty much been on the sidelines this entire storyline, but at the same time, he's been on the outer edge, being like a little junior Palpatine.
Okay.
And because of his augmented schedule, he can't do as much stuff as he could. So having him be a wise man makes a lot of sense to me. He's already under a limited contract, so
that's fucking interesting. How the fuck? What the fuck? You're saying because of fruition, I'm gonna be like, all right,
honestly, I could be completely wrong, and they're gonna stick with the obvious. But for me, that would be fun to see.
Roy dug out the spider he had and attacked Jacob.
Yeah, what I mean?
Oh, guys, no breaks. Oh, man. What the fuck, Roman? I'm going to think about that. If that fucking happens, I'm going to fucking lose it. I'm going to go in the chat and tell you, what do you know that we did not know? What the fuck? I'm just going to fucking lose it. Oh, my God. Okay, now, we got that one. What about the women one? You think they fucked? I feel they did. Tell me if I'm wrong with me saying it. I know my opinion, though, but it just, with the Jade, why the fuck did they took this long to do this situation? I feel if Jade did not got hurt that triple threat match, I think that should have been her belt. She should have won it that day. She should have won it, but she got hurt. I feel they had to change. My opinion, I feel they changed the plot, or unless this was the plan all along for her to turn heel, but they took long.
I think this is the perfect timing.
You think it's the perfect timing?
Yep. Think about it. You are scheduled to win the championship. You get hurt because you're playing by the rules, and you get hurt and lose your shot. That is definitely the best formula for going, fuck all you people. I'm getting mine my way. Okay. Think about it. She did exactly what she's supposed to do. On like strike one is basically Naomi basically tried to kill her. Strike two, she got told that she couldn't be part of a tag team, and like Naomi and Bianca don't trust her anymore. Strike three, she fucked her face up and lost her shot at the championship. And that is her second time missing her shot at the championship.
Shout out to a boy.
Oh, shit.
What is good, Poppy? What is good?
I'm in a different...
Yeah, this is strike three, and she's like, fuck all you people. I'm turning heel and getting what's mine.
Did you see the cut in her eyebrow is still healing?
Yeah. I think honestly,
that was a bad cut.
That shit was ugly, but I think they're using that to make that kind of like that's going to be like that's what powers her heel turn. Yeah. And I think it makes perfect sense to me because think about it. She has been good since she showed up, and every single time she's gotten screwed over. Naomi screwed her over. Bianca screwed her. Naomi screwed her. Bianca screwed her over. Tiffany screwed her over.
But see, but I think as far as Jade Cargill, I think they should have put an NXT first, so she could work on skills, whatever. And I don't know her being up there in the main roster. And, Triple H right now, he's on some bullshit, really. I think they're not. I mean, she got the look, she has everything, but when it's time for her to perform, it's like she's still showing greenish stuff. You know what I'm saying? She would look great with that world title around her, but I mean,
I agree with you. I think honestly, I think them not letting her go to NXT was a huge mistake because I think we can all agree having a few months under Sean would have done Higginbottom would have done a great job for her.
Oh yeah,
because I think she's really good, and I'm not really upset with her run because think about it. She got thrown right in the middle of that shit. 5 minutes in, they got her doing main event shit. Like, think about it. Her first match was the Royal Rumble, which is okay. It's not a bad way to start. But after that, it became like, then she joined the trios. And they were like teaching her that way. And it was basically on-the-job training. And like I said, it was, that's hard. That's legitimately hard.
So let me ask you a question. Because a couple of weeks ago, Booker T came out and said that Jade Cargill has not gotten better or whatever the case, and he was still blaming AEW, right? And I was like, wait a minute, but she's been gone out of AEW for almost 2 years. So it's up to whoever's, trying to train her and show her the ropes is the WWE people. So, that's
spin doctrine. That's spin doctrine. Like he's like even though because Jay, like it's like you said, and you're right, because Jade is still really raw and fans are starting to pick at it. He's trying to blame her time at AEW to distract from the fact that WWE has not brought her along as far as they should. And like I said, 100% agree with you, brother. She Like, it's not that she's not good or capable to get better. She just ain't got fucking time. Like, she's just not getting enough time.
You think she's not getting enough time?
And this is where me and Ivan used to beef about, because I used to say it wasn't necessary. If they had had more house shows, and they still had if they still had more house shows, she could get some more on-the-job training. Because I'll give you a perfect example. Dominic Mysterio. Remember when he first started, he was raw as hell. But what did he do? That man, before he turned officially heel, he still holds the record outside of Cody of having the most matches, most house and dark matches than anyone in WWE in a year. That man had I think he had about 265 matches.
That's right.
That's not on TV. That's not on TV. That's just pure practice.
And I remember when people were like, "Oh, he should go to NXT. He's not that great." And
look at him now. Look at him now. What did he do to fix it? Like, getting past the fact that the man had some of the greatest trainers in pro wrestling working with him. The fact that he was smart enough to know, I'm gonna need a lot of reps to get this shit right. And I just
saw somebody say that they want to see Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for WrestleMania of next year. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They should have done that a long time ago.
Now, I think they should do a long time ago. And truth be told, for me, that's an uneven match. That is genuinely an uneven match. And it's not because it's not Jade's fault. I think she has the capacity to be a really great at her job. I'm pissed that WWE broke their trope of not giving someone time to properly develop. Like,
do you see her beating Tiffany Stratton?
Yes.
Like right now, Justin Redeemer just said that he won't be surprised if they rush her just to stick it to AEW, whatever.
No, they will. No, I think they will. I think they are going to rush it on Jade because, like we said earlier, she was supposed to win that triple threat and got hurt, so she didn't get it. They are, in my opinion, they are still rushing it with Jade. Now, what I will say is do I think she will rise to the occasion? I think she can. I think if they give her a chance, she can.
I think yes.
Yeah, I think heel was like the most smartest move because she's much better as a heel. Yes. And I think that as a heel, there'll be a lot, and I'll say this, as a heel, there'll be a lot more forgiving of her growth, in my opinion.
At least she works better as a heel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that gives her, and I'll be honest, I think her being a face is like, it's like Ric Flair trying to be a face. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You know how Flair was. He turns baby face, and within 2 months or 3 months, he's turning on somebody.
Exactly. So I think
somebody, you know.
I think, like I said, like you said, Jade's got the great presence, great look. She's got a great personality, and she got great chemistry with the fans. And I think giving her the belt will be great for them because as much as I love Tiffany Stratton, this has been one of the most lackluster run for her
because they didn't book her right.
And they didn't. You think that because I remember seeing Tiffany Stratton for the first time was at the War Games.
Yes.
And I saw her performing there, and I was like, because I had heard of her, but I never saw her NXT. But I heard of her, I was like, damn, she's real good. Compared to that Tiffany Stratton then to where she is now, she's nowhere near that.
Remember, think about it. Remember, the match that got her over was the Elimination Chamber in Australia.
Was it
that?
Yeah,
it was that. It was that. You're right. I forgot about that shit.
She did that moonsault from the top.
Yeah, exactly. Like at that point, everybody was like, "This chick." At this point, this chick was going somewhere, and she really was. And you're right. I don't know what the disconnect was. And truth be told, it could just be they gave her the belt too soon again. Like I said, let me explain. I don't mean that she didn't deserve to get the belt. I think it's something, and I've heard Brett and I've heard Sean and I've heard a lot of champions say this. Even Hangman said it. There are people who are supposed to be champions, but sometimes the timing of it is wrong.
Yeah,
it's like they're in the process of developing who they are, And doing that and then trying to hold the belt might be a little too much pressure on not on them, on the gimmick they're trying to push.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they can do it, but I think trying to push the gimmick that's not fully formed with a belt makes it a lot more pressure because there's a lot more eyes and you aren't allowed a lot more mistakes.
But remember, and when she won Money in the Bank, who was the champion? Nia Jax, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nia Jax wasn't really putting asses in seats because
no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't.
A big girl. She could throw people around, whatever. And I think that's what they did. They figured we don't have a baby face.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Tiffy time," and everybody going crazy. And that's why they gave her the belt. And I think after that, I think she figured like, maybe I don't have to put in the work like I was doing before. And that's
you think she was sloughing off a little bit? You think she was sloughing off?
She was looking like compared to what I first saw her and the way she wrestled, the way I just saw her who she wrestled. Matter of fact, that match she had with the triple threat match, she was dodging, and I think the match with her with Carhill, I think it's SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
There was nothing there.
It was. I mean, I'm not gonna say I think she was sloughing off, but I do think something happened there, where like she just like it felt like everything was off. Like just everything felt off in that match. But truth be told, everything's been off since before that match. Like the last 3 defenses she had, like when she was in France, like before that, like all of it felt off. Like technically they were physically like good matches, but there wasn't any like pop to it.
Yeah, I want to see that Tiffany from Australia. That girl I want to see wrestle.
Yeah, also don't forget too, where we actually saw like something from her that we haven't seen, like how you were mentioning, Henry, about the Australian one. Mm-hmm. Match wise too, that you guys forgot to mention that we finally got to see it was the chemistry that her and Stephanie did at Crown Jewel. That was actually I gotta give her credit. She did great on that.
Was a match.
But I'll tell you something else. You know when it really started to fall off for me? Tiffany versus Charlotte.
Because they fucked up with the whole promo situation.
It was beyond the promo situation. It was beyond the promo. It was the very first. Well, I'm sorry, didn't he? What was that, bro?
Was that WrestleMania? Tiffany and Charlotte?
Yeah. Like that promo. That promo was terrible. That's fine. But even after that promo and those two were working together, it just did not click and it didn't gel. And truth of the matter, I mean, honestly, that one was cursed. And I mean, I'll be honest, after that Charlotte match, everything else fell off. Now, this is something I've always had a complaint about WWE, and this is because, and I understand why they're doing it, but at a certain point, the top guys, because they're worried about ratings and making sure that they keep those top guys at the top, they do what I call wrestling safe. Like the things that got them to the top, like those moonsaults off the top of the cage, those insane things. Remember Montez used every other match used to jump over the turnbuckle on top of somebody or stuff like that. Like when they get to the top, they're like told, or even Jey Uso, don't be going too crazy. We need to keep it at a decent level so the match can be okay. And those matches feel very formulaic and to me feel very safe. I don't mean like they shouldn't protect themselves and they should be doing dumb shit. I meant in the sense of it's like do this, and this, but don't do this because that's a little too soon. You don't want it like the outshine the other guys. It's like they're wrestling they're like and put it like this, if they're playing football, it's like instead of like going for like the Hail Marys every so often, they're running the ball on the ground the entire time because they're afraid to put it up in the air.
It's like match pacing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's match pacing, and they want to pace it at that level, and yet have people screaming, talking about this is awesome. So that's sometimes that's why the botches and all the messed up part happens, and then they botched, and now they're in the mid card after that.
Mhm.
So,
Now I know because I know we all get an AEW because sometimes they go some matches turn into a spot fest. That is true to a certain extent, but at the very least, the reason it turns into a spot fest is that they're genuinely trying to do new stuff.
Yeah,
Like they're trying to make it interesting. Is it all? Does it always work out? No, but shit, it's nice to see them try.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
genuinely
I didn't mind seeing Darby Allin's head get stuck inside an aquarium. Everybody made a big shit out of that. I mean, everybody was like going crazy on something after the show. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and I mean, but that's the
he
thing.
knows how to hold his fucking breath.
Yeah, I mean, like you're right. Like I said, it doesn't need to be. I mean, it doesn't need to be that bad. But I mean, goddamn, Jay, you done did a couple. Like you can do a lot more than a frog splash. We've seen you do more than a frog splash.
Yeah, that's true.
We've seen you do better, like the best moonsault ever. You can do more than the PME.
Yeah,
Like you can do, but like I've seen you do other stuff. Like for instance, I mean, like because like if you look at those, like it goes back to the same thing. If you and this is my thing, if you look at Carmelo on the NXT roster and Carmelo on the SmackDown roster, them not the same dudes.
Listen, you know who I saw that I was like, this is what they done with her, and she was my favorite in Stardom. Was Julia.
Yes.
Is she still the United States champion?
Yeah.
What are they doing with her? That's the part. I'm like, I saw her. She was, I think, accompanying some new girl that I never seen before.
Kiana James.
What's your name?
Kiana James.
Kiana James, yeah. And I'm like, this is what they're doing with her? Meanwhile, Stephanie Vaquel, they both came about the same time. So I don't know how is it that Stephanie Vaquel is up here and Julia is still stuck down here. I'm like, these girls are, I seen them wrestle in Stardom. They're both up here. What is going on? You know,
this goes back to Ivan comment WWE Creative in Jeopardy. So Julia's English is not great. I mean, I think it's good enough for promo.
It's decent. It's not like the best.
Yeah, she's not fluent. But the problem is WWE Creative is not writing around that. They're not writing with that. They're doing a thing where it's like, since her English isn't great, let's not have her speak. Bring in Kiana James. Like literally,
the AI shit. That's what it is.
Yeah, but the problem is that WWE Creative lacks imagination, because truth be told, you can do a bunch of stuff with that. Like Julia does not need, like, truth be told, the Asuka and Kairi Sane storyline.
Yeah.
Again, not native English speakers, and they're doing a great job with their promos, which is literally half English, half Japanese.
Yeah,
You can do something with that with Julia. Legitimately,
she speaks fluent Japanese.
Honestly, she speaks Japanese and Italian. I would literally cuss somebody. I would cuss somebody the fuck out of my entire promo being Italian.
Just cut everybody out of fucking Italian.
I think Julia's half Japanese, half Italian.
So yes, she is. Yeah,
she knows a little bit of English. That's from what I know. But
I mean, she's and the thing is, she's a brilliant wrestler and she's a brilliant person. So I think they're playing her short because they're not giving her a chance and they're not writing something to her strengths.
It's the same with the fucking titles. When you brought these mid-card titles for these women for what? You're not doing shit. That's what pisses me off. It's like,
OPC, you heard me talk about this today about the AJ Lee and the Becky Lynch situation. Now, my question is, who is the next challenger to Becky Lynch? Because right now, after WrestlePalooza, she got pinned by AJ Lee. AJ Lee disappeared. So who's the number one contender for that title? And like OPC told me earlier, it could be a possibility they probably bring it on down the line. Maybe we could do the War Games. But when is Survivor Series?
This November, it's after Thanksgiving. So I'll tell you.
I'm gonna say it right
November 29th.
Oh, so they got enough time. They have enough time to build, let's say, 4 females with Becky Lynch, right? Yeah. And then if it's 4 or 5 girls, then your 5th member should be AJ Lee coming back.
Exactly.
But then again, think about it. If that's the case, right? Then it's been over what? if Becky Lynch doesn't defend the title from there to this time or be part, it's going to be almost 60 days.
Yep.
But he did defend on Raw versus Maxine Dupree. That was the only last thing. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. I know.
Maxine Dupree is not even a wrestler. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm not saying like I'll give her at least her credit. She's learning. She's learning.
Maxine,
right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's the best they could do. Are you serious?
I know. You're not wrong.
No. Here's what though. I'm gonna argue with that. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get this. Maxine Dupree has been putting in the work, and she did a great job in that match. Here's the problem, and this is where I agree with you. They put her in that match knowing full and goddamn well they weren't going to do anything with her after that.
Yes,
they knew goddamn well. And here's the problem they have. She fucked it up because she was better than they expected her to be.
That's true.
They thought that, think about it. Everyone said the same thing. Maxine Dupree, get the fuck out of here. And y'all saw that first match, and y'all was like, who the fuck is this? All of a sudden, clips of her training in the Heart Dungeon came out, and y'all went, oh shit. Then the second match happened, and everybody was like, that shit was not a fluke. Now, WWE has egg on their face because you got a legit contender who literally took and actually made the match something. And they knew,
and she did well in these matches.
Yeah, and think about it.
And do something stupid. Either she gets pinned by a roll up, or you know the whole thing they count out, and then she right back to the bottom.
Exactly. Like they had a huge problem. Maxine was not supposed to do as well as she did.
And she did. She did a good job.
And she did. So now they're like, well, that was a fluke. Bullshit. She did it 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, she did have like what was it like technically back to back, was it? Or was
now
it
think
like,
about it. If it was me and I was booking that, I would have Maxine and Julia go at it.
Send her to SmackDown then.
I would have Maxine go after Julia and give Julia finally somebody to slap around.
Yeah.
Like Julia, because think about it. She's with the American Alpha team going for the US women's title. And who has it? Julia. It makes a whole lot of sense to me.
You know who else is actually missing in this one? Where the fuck is Ivy Nile? Because why is she not involved in this? Why
isn't she hurt?
No, that was no. That's what's her? I can't believe I forgot her name. So she Joe. It was I forgot her name. I can't believe I forgot her name. I think let me pull up the roster. I have it roster. Shout out to you, Lennox. Thank you for tuning
Lennox,
in.
what up, brother?
Let me see. Hold on. I have
no idea, but that's the thing. Like I would send Maxine.
Zoe Stark. There you go. Zoe Stark.
Okay. I would, like I said, I would have I would have Maxine go after Julia. Like she has.
Then you're gonna take her out of Raw to put her in SmackDown. And let's say she wins the belt. Then, Julia's gonna probably beat her anyway. But but then if she beats her, how's that helping her back in Raw?
But here's the thing, though. At the very least, you're doing something with new talent.
I got you.
I don't need, like I said, I don't need Maxine to win. But Maxine has good momentum right now. Why not capitalize on it?
You know what kills me with what is it? They call the American what?
American Alpha.
American
Alpha. Tozawa, they had made that guy look like a joke. That guy, if you go back to before he came to the
I know. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
He's legit.
But again, it goes back to my same complaint about WWE. They do not know how to handle Asian wrestlers. They do a terrible job with Asian wrestlers.
Look at this. Look, okay, this is what we have here for SmackDown. You see Julia, Chelsea Green, Alexa, Charlotte, Jade, Candice LeRae, which they should be doing something with her instead of being a manager. Bianca, she's still out. Piper, she's out. Alba Fire's still there. They should be more using her more often. You got Nikki that she's really more with MFT, feud that's going. And Selena now that she's with her man, with Alistair. I mean, what you do with the women's U.S. Championship. You already had her feud with Michin and BFAB. Okay, you had that. What else is next? Build up another person, like let's say Candace, or let's say Alba Fire, somebody. Move somebody from Raw, like Maxine, to go from Raw to SmackDown Challenger, like how you were saying earlier.
I mean, like I said,
to the veteran. What the fuck?
Because here's the thing: if you depending on who the person is, the only person who could take on Julia at this point is if I'm not mistaken, Bianca Belair.
Yes,
and Bianca can't lose to Julia. Bianca can't lose to Julia. Like, period. That's just you can't have that happen. So that's one person.
I hear you. My apologies to interrupt you, but my thing is the problem is even overall, not just female but males, and it's been proven that the problem, if you want to aim internationally, which they've been doing as of late, like going more PLEs at internationals more than here in North America, start building your international fucking talents. It's like, look how they give you an example. They did it with Asuka when they brought her in, right? And then when they brought her in, they were trying to make her that girl that won the probably defeat, undisputed streak, whatever. Even Bill Goldberg bitched about that. Yeah, she had an undefeated streak, better than mine, whatever.
110 days undefeated, something like that.
Yeah, and then she loses to Charlotte at Mania, losing her streak. And then from there, we saw the collapsation of her little by little. We saw it. Then you brought in Io, and you build her up where she is now currently. I give Io credit because she took the time to live here, to learn the language, and has developed tremendously great. Fine, give her that build. So why can't you do the same with Julia? Just like you're doing with Stephanie, Julia can be the same way.
So here's the problem I have with that formula. That's not how you build international talent.
I'm just saying the aim.
No, I understand what you're saying, and you're right. That is what you would normally do. The problem is that with WWE, the way the product is built, their international talent never comes from the outside. It's always somebody who's been built in, and I don't mean in the sense that the person has to be internal. The person has to be built in WWE locally, become huge in WWE, and then they expand outwards.
Okay, what you mean?
They can't bring someone from the outside in because they've tried that several times. They tried it with Andrade. They've tried it with Julia. They tried it with Stephanie Vicaire.
They even tried it with Patron. They tried it with him.
But the thing is, if you think about it, everyone who's ever blown up internationally were guys who blew up internally at WWE first and became famous outside of that. They keep trying to bring in these outside guys in, thinking that they're going to bring people with them, not realizing that these people are coming because of the talent that they build internally. You think Seth Rollins is famous in Brazil because he started there? No, he's famous because he's fucking Seth Rollins. He's famous like Jey Uso is. You think motherfuckers was yeeting in China because Jey Uso's from China or he's Samoan? No, it's because he was built in WWE and the platform built him up quietly like they're supposed to. Trying to do cheap tricks to bring somebody over. Think about, I'll give you the best example, most recent example is Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, granted, even though because of his lineage, yeah, he has a history in Mexico. Where did he start? In WWE. Where did he get big? In WWE. All of a sudden, he goes to Mexico because of his lineage. Then he pulls people in. They didn't come to Dom because he was famous before he came. Guys are not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What's that?
WWE already they already wrote in Stephanie Vicaire. Well-known in Mexico, well-known in Japan. Julia, well-known in Japan. They just went to Japan recently. This week or last week, they went to Japan, right?
Yep.
Instead of them putting Julia up on one of their shows, she wasn't even in the damn show.
Yeah,
they took her out of. She was, but they took her out of the card. I forgot.
Because you know what the problem? Because you know what the problem is. They because they didn't build her in WWE, they don't know how to book her outside of WWE in those international markets. They just think she's famous, she's super famous. We'll just put her in a random match outside of an international match. It'll work, and people just show up.
Or because WWE is petty, and I already know how they are. If they would put Julia in a match, people know who Julia is in Japan, and then she's gonna get all the spotlight on her. People are gonna cheer for her more. or whoever she's wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
she goes in the ring, I don't know, maybe with a Charlotte, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna get the more fanfare because she's well known in Japan. Same thing with Stephanie Raquel. Raquel will go to Mexico and go get in the ring against Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
and whatnot, and she'll get all the fanfare. But so WWE doesn't try to do that because they don't like stealing the spotlight of people who already been built in WWE. You know what I'm saying? So this could be that. I mean, that's the way I look.
So, like I said,
No, you're right.
It's a creative thing where they don't know how to incorporate the fact that these guys are coming in with giant fan bases already.
And
they
WWE
don't know,
capitalize.
and they don't know how to deal with that. Like, I mean, whether you like them or not, Vince's plan was that shit don't exist for me. I need to build you up my way. Now, we all thought it was a terrible idea, but I understand the thinking. I don't like the idea. I think you could do both. Honestly, I think you should be able to do both if you're not a dickhead. But the truth of the matter is,
go ahead.
But I think the matter is that they are stuck in this method that they think treat these talent like guest stars, not like homegrown talent, not like homegrown talent. They're treating them like guest stars.
I get now what you're saying now.
It's crazy that he said that, right? Because if that's the way they are treating these people who are made their name outside of WWE and they're cats, right? So, you know, if you don't think they're that big, then why are you fighting to try to keep these people? Like give an example of the Andrade situation, right? And I said this earlier. First of all, if you take that to court, that's not going to hold up.
Yeah,
that's not. You know what I'm saying? I tell you because I work in the law enforcement. That's not going to hold up. Try to keep somebody from working for a whole year. But second of all, if you know they try to keep these people like under their vision, like as far as like their spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So if they're your guests, then your guests don't want to be there no more. Let them go. You know what I'm saying? My man went to AEW, even though they had a 90-day compete clause according to the third shoe, whatever. But if they guess, okay, let them go. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still people outside of WWE. They still in their mindset is, oh, WWE is this place I want to go. You know what I'm saying? Once they land there, they find out real quickly that you're not main event status. We could give you a good example. Ray Phoenix got pinned last night in a tag team match, and Ray Phoenix, this dude was, I think when he was in AEW, he was doing the amazing thing, getting wins. Every time I see Ray Phoenix in TV, he's losing. You know what I'm saying? Who he teamed up with last night?
Nakamura.
That's another guy, Nakamura. I mean, I've been following Nakamura for years. You know what I'm saying? Way before. I mean, I used to collect New Japan stuff. Even when he wrestled Brock Lesnar in 2005.
Oh yeah.
He's another guy. That guy's been there since what? 20? It's been 2010, I think. No.
Was it 2010?
No, 2016. 2016.
Oh, 2016. Okay.
Because AJ came first. So he's been there for 9 years, and that man has never even sniffed the world title.
That's true.
And this was IWGP champion probably twice or 3 times. I lost count.
I think 3 different times he won the championship.
Yeah, this guy, world-class wrestlers. And like you said, they treat him like guests. So Nakamura's been a guest for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
They're going to feed him.
Now, keep in mind also.
It's like being in a hotel. The hotel says, oh, we got snacks, breakfast, and all that. But you're in the hotel for 9 days. You haven't eaten anything.
Yep.
Right there. It's 9 years.
Now, keep in mind also, normally they make those guys change their names. Like they made what, Blake Monroe change her name. They made Ricky Saints change. They made Ricky Starks change his name. But it goes back to what you said. They're cashing in on their names like Julia, Stephanie Vicaire, Ray Phoenix, Pentagon. Like you got these guys who have literally, like you said, made their name in international circles, a market you're trying to break into, and you're not doing anything with them. You're not building them up. Literally, you're sitting there going, like what? Like Pentagon came in. I will say that I'll give him credit. Pentagon had a really good debut and a good couple of matches after that. What, with all due respect to the man, what has he done? He's done more tag teams with other people than him than in individual matches. But they will not team him up with his brother, for God's sakes. Why?
But they should. I don't know why.
And that's the funny thing is that the whole AEW thing, they wanted to leave and everything. And Conan was behind that on their ears. So, go to AEW because they were supposed to go in as a tag team. But because Ray Phoenix had the whole situation with the contract, they put up. Come on, you got Phoenix. That's what I don't understand. You got Ray Phoenix teaming up now with Nakamura. Before it was with Andrade. Meanwhile, his brother's in the same company, different brand for the same company, but you won't put him there. Is it that you scared that they might outshine the rest of the tag team division? That's
that's my big question too.
If you guys remember in 2022, they had a match with the Young Bucks in the cage match. What's the most awesome tag team cage match I have seen? They haven't been done. And I think that's what it is. WWE doesn't want outsiders to shine or outshine the talent that they had built in that company. That's the way I see it. Because honestly,
I 100% I agree with you. I think that's the thing. Because here's the thing. I think they got, and this goes back to the attitude. I think they got burnt with Austin. They got burnt with Rock. Those guys blew up outside the company and then left. Same thing with Batista. Those guys got huge and did not need WWE. And John Cena is honestly the only one who stuck around. But truth be told, I think
still could wrestle outside of WWE.
Yeah. But the truth of the matter is that if you get too big for WWE, that means they have to do better negotiations, give you more money to keep you around. Because like AEW, God bless them, they are legitimately across the way willing to pay for the right. Depending on timing, they will pay you whatever the fuck you want. Thank you, Bagel. But at the same time, it's just that kind of thinking, and a friend of mine calls that's short money thinking right there.
And look what Bagel is saying here. He's saying, that Triple H will never do. Pair the Lucha Bros up. That's number one. Number two is putting that money in the bank on LA Knight, which he should have been him winning that fucking money in the bank.
But that's not going to happen because Kevin Nash, I remember, I think it was a year ago, he mentioned how Triple H doesn't like LA Knight. Yeah. He's not going to put the rocket behind him. And he sees it. He sees people love LA Knight. People react to him. You know what I'm saying?
Because think about it this way. LA Knight should not be over. LA Knight got himself the fuck over.
Yeah, he did.
LA Knight legitimately made himself, what's the phrase? Undeniable.
Like undeniable, desirable.
Yeah. But so they have to keep him in the picture because think about it. He be well within his right to get the fuck out of there. Because right now, and here's the thing: keep in mind, LA Knight's in his 40s.
Yeah,
he does not have early 40s, right? These are like what?
Yeah, very early 40s. Like he in his right. He has to start thinking about his future right now. At this point, he's making the money he wants to make. If he wants to make a real run for a championship, at this point, he's kind of stuck where he is. Do I think it's a bad call? No. But do I think it's a missed opportunity? Yeah, because let's face it. If you look at the guys at the top right now, and I'm going to take Cody out of it. If you take guys like Gunther, take guys like Seth, and you take guys like who else I'm thinking about? Drew. Truth be told, of that caliber, and I'm saying this with all due respect to all of them, LA Knight connects with the fans better than all three of them. Drew is a close second, but LA Knight has this weird connection with us because we love LA Knight. LA Knight, yeah, make fun of his gimmick, make fun of his stuff. That dude legitimately has a way of connecting with some of the goofiest shit in the world. Better than Drew, although Drew's really fucking good at it. Seth, still, in my opinion, as great as he is, still hasn't connected with the fans the way he's supposed to. Yeah. Gunther's a little too harsh and still developing, in my opinion. For me, I think he's still a rookie, with all due respect to Gunther. and he's great.
That is a bold
He's
statement.
100%.
Gunter's been around forever. That dude is
he was at NXT UK. He was at NXT. He like
before that, he PWG.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like before that, he was like the Indies. He was a fucking monster. What the truth of the matter is, being on the WWE main roster, that's a brand new field. That's a brand new set of rules on how to run wrestling. Do I think he's standing up well to it? Fuck yeah. Man's fucking great. But when it comes to
he has gotten adjusted to it, and he fits WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, perfect. He's perfect at it. But if you think about it, of those groups, who connected with the fans faster? Who knows how to talk to the fans fastest? Who can literally who has some of the weirdest matches, but at the same time still manage to keep his fan base never waver in that fan base at all? And that's LA Knight.
But it's funny because you mentioned the Attitude Era. Back in the Attitude Era, you had at least 3 or 4 guys that the fans connect with. Now, and you bringing up LA Knight. If you look at it, LA Knight maybe Jay Uso with his yeet, which is annoying. In the middle of the match, they start fucking playing his fucking theme, which is stupid. But WWE is lacking a lot because you're not creating other wrestlers besides LA Knight to have that type of impact with the crowd. Because again, we saw with Seth Rollins.
Now
he got hurt.
Now here's me being an asshole. You know who also did it?
Who?
Fucking Karrion Kross.
Yes. Yeah, he did do it. Karrion Kross did
fucking Karrion Kross, and they dropped that fucking ball.
Yeah, and they gave his part to Aleister Black and
exactly.
And listen, I don't have nothing against Aleister Black. I
know. But it goes back to what you said before. WWE does not like someone who spotlights themselves and does not do it with WWE behind them. Like it's exactly what you said. Like you were you're 100% right.
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, they have to build more than just one wrestler. And LA Knight got over by himself.
Yeah,
he got over himself. But again, the WWE with that mindset, no one is bigger than WWE. That bullshit. But at the end of the day, they suffer because let's say right now, if LA Knight was to get her right now, God bless him. You know what I'm saying? If he was to get her right now, Raw will be in trouble. Their numbers will drop because who are you gonna go next? Going CM Punk? CM Punk is getting already, to me, CM Punk is getting stale to me. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. I'm the best in the world, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And Jey Uso is, a lot of people are going turning on him, because now he's super Jey Uso, So, he became Hulk Hogan all of a sudden. Nobody can beat him, So if that was to happen, Raw will be in trouble. Right now, SmackDown, they still got Cody Rhodes, and who's after that? After that,
Drew McIntyre.
Drew
McIntyre's a heel, so he's still, he's another guy that I feel he's always getting title shot. You know what I'm saying? Work on another heel. You know what I'm saying? Build another heel. You know what I'm saying? But Drew McIntyre right now at SmackDown, he's the top heel. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right now he is.
So you got to build a heel that comes right after that. Because in Raw right now, you got Braun Breaker, you have Brock Lesnar in there. I don't know if he's either what, and then you got Bronson Reed. So they got 3 top heels in Raw, but they only got 1 in SmackDown. How does that work?
That's true.
That's why their numbers are down. They got 1.0 in the ratings.
I mean, that's the problem. It's like you said. It's like the problem. Like you can't rely just on your top guys. If you don't have a mid card, you are fucked. Because
they got more mid card than top guys.
Yeah, because the problem is if you only have top guys, and it goes back to what you said, they're fucking boring.
And this is the problem that that we're creative mainly needs to really they should have been adapting this for a long time. You have your plan A, but always have your B, C, and D, because there's going to be injury prone, like with the Seth situation. Like Henry mentioned earlier, and like on the show, and that's why I'm like, my thing is that I hope it's not a fluke, that he is really legitimately hurt, because if he's faking again an injury, and let's say he goes to Saturday Night Main Event and Seth Rollins and try to cause nobody to win a title, it'll be the stupidest move ever for them to do that, because it's going to hurt him. I think it's going to hurt the product a lot. And that's what I'm
bad,
saying.
it was bad enough that this Monday night, the minute that Jey Uso won that Rumble, and then I think Jimmy Uso and I don't know who was the third. Oh, Dominic were the last three. There was a backlash over that because they were like, no one wants to see Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the world title.
No.
Especially on Saturday Night main event.
Should have been LA Knight. Should have been LA, in my opinion.
Exactly. So it's like you're not giving the fans what they want. That's number one.
So here's an interesting story for you. You know who could fix the Julia problem really easily?
Who?
And I know she's already had a shot at it. Bring in Chelsea Green.
That's true.
Bring in Chelsea.
They did a tease on SmackDown, but
the reason I'm saying that is your problem is with Julia is you need to find a way to make her more engaging. Like you need, but to do that because she's like, and I don't want to say it like soft spoken, but because she's like a quiet champion, she needs someone who's outspoken, super loud, super obnoxious to kind of go against. That's what Chelsea Green and
you will make a baby face then, because Chelsea Green is heel, right?
Yes,
she's a huge heel, but best thing about Chelsea Green is she can no matter how fun and fan favorite she is, she always stays a heel. She's always obnoxious. She's always terrible. But that gives Julia the ability. Yeah, you're right. Julia technically counts as a heel. But that will give Julia the ability to change her gimmick, push it forward, at least make her a little more engaging. Like, because right now I don't think she's doing much, even with Kaylani. And to your point, she's a superstar. Treat her like that, and you do that by giving her a super villain. And that's what Chelsea Green can be for her. And that's your mid card.
So Bagel right quick with another 49. Thank you so much, Bagel. Saying I could be wrong, but they might Brock Lesnar Oba Femi main event. I don't know. I hope not. Well, he's gonna have to wait and see.
Because Oba Femi is coming up, right?
Yeah, he's coming up. McIntyre has become a definition.
My question is where he's gonna land. Is he gonna land Raw? Right now they need a baby face.
I would say Oba Femi.
I think Raw
is the best option. I think you're right. I think Raw is the best option.
Imagine a match between Oba Femi and Braun Breaker for the world title.
I would like to
see that. Win the world title.
I would like to see that actually.
See, and here's the thing. I think they're specifically trying to avoid that.
What, the Braun Breaker?
Oba Femi Braun Breaker, because, and this is my opinion, since they don't know how to book it, they don't know how to introduce the concept of it. They don't know how to introduce Oba. They don't know how to introduce Oba versus Braun, and they don't know how to introduce that kind of beef with them. And because of that, they're holding them back. Because honestly, that's the reason why. No. Wait a second.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. But go ahead. Yeah.
Here's the reason why. Right now, you got the Vision. The question is, who is the Vision fighting right now? Bringing in Oba into that, why does Oba help them? Because Oba's a heel. Why would Oba want to fight Braun Breaker? He's a heel. Yeah, Oba's a heel. Why would he want to do? Why would he want to?
He wasn't in between the middle. He was in the middle. He was in the middle.
He's basically a tweener, but truth be told, he's still a heel at NXT. But the truth of the matter is there is no vested reason for him to go after Braun Breaker. He does not have a belt. All he has is legitimately just a faction. So there's no real reason to do it, but there is a reason for him to go after Drew McIntyre. There is a reason for him to go after Jacob Fatu.
Oh, I would like to see Oba and Jacob Fatu were amazing.
Those guys are but I mean, I hate to say it, those are mid-card guys, and that's a mid-card fight. That would be great.
They dropped the ball with Jacob Fatu, and I'm gonna keep saying that. Then this match came in super hot into WWE, and for them just to extinguish his fire, to just him getting it, that he was about to start something with Drew, and then He got into some, got some major issue with his teeth, whatever it is. But they did extinguish his fire when he had that match with Solo Sikoa in the cage. And that was the worst cage match I ever saw.
It was bad. It was really
bad. And then until the end, he loses the match. Now you want to jump off the top of the cage. That makes no sense. That's ass backwards. That's ass backwards.
I don't know who produced that match. Whoever did it, they fucked up on that one. But I like what Bagel said right here, though. Bagel just said something that caught my eye. He's saying maybe Oba took out Jacob. What about the way how you
Now that would make more sense, because then you at least have a reason for Oba to take on Jacob. But like I said, there is no reason for Oba to take on Braun Breaker, and they can't book that because it would make
but hear me out. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they could do that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they could just start in the Rumble, a little tease. They just fucking bump into each other, tease each other. Then later on, they could go ahead and start with that. Oba could literally use a feud, a promo with them, say, hey, I was a better NXT, longer rating NXT than you ever were. He could take that from the past and use that with Braun. He got two heavy hitters. And remember, Braun was like the top guy in NXT at the time, before he lost it to Nick Nemeth, and then he won it back from Nick Nemeth. So he was a top guy for the NXT for the championship. And then later became a tag team with Baron Corbin, Bishop. And they because remember, Braun was the number one guy there. And right now, he's going to become the future for Raw, and we're going to see that. It's happening with it. Do I say it's too soon? I still feel like it's too soon to give him the belt. I give him a little bit more time to build for him to get it. I just don't see to pull the trigger immediately for him to win a championship. I just don't need to. It doesn't need to happen. That's my opinion. But I'm just saying,
they could go on the route the way they did it with Jade Cargill when she came into the Rumble and she had a face off with Bianca Belair, and then she had the showdown with Nia Jax, and then a year and a half later they ended up going after the world title.
Well, I guess they could do it. That's a year and a half, man. Like at that point, what are you going to do in a year?
That's what I'm saying. What better way for 2026 to start it off with that way? Because I mean,
I guess the problem is that Oba's going to be smoking hot. Having him do one clash for Braun Breaker and then not do anything with it for an entire 12 months.
But they did it with Cargill and Bianca.
We saw how that went, didn't we?
Yeah, they went up.
We saw how Creative handled that. They literally couldn't do anything with it until the last minute. And instead of having them actually slap each other around, they turned them into a tag team.
And you see how Bagel's saying that, Oba would fight Braun because he wants to prove that he's a more dangerous fighter more than Braun. That's another thing you can add to it, too.
But you got to build that up. But you still got to build that up.
Exactly. No, I agree. I'm with you, Buffy. I agree with you.
Like I said, I guess my concern is that I got to figure. Like I said, I would need to see them put it together first, because honestly, at this point, I can't. Well, pardon my expression, I can't see the vision of them running into each other and how that's going to work out, because right now I don't understand storyline wise what they would like, how that would work, because again, at the same time, from a storyline perspective, Oba has no vested interest in taking on Braun, because honestly, Braun has nothing Oba wants.
Oh no, yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I'm not talking about the title, but yes, you're right when it comes to title team. Now, as I was saying earlier, so this is what I was saying. I'm saying that the creative problem right now, they need to have an option B, C, and D. They need to happen. You don't have enough time. You're heading into Redie to Royal Rumble. You have to Mania to start building. You got to build. You got to have your plan B. You got to think about it this way. And this is how the ruthless aggression began. When all their main guys were hurt, what other guys they began building? Cena was one of them. Randy Orton was another one. And that's when how they got over. They got over with the fans.
Yeah, but that's once in a lifetime thing. That's not going to always happen. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you. However, it's worth taking the risk for it. Why not take the risk? But you gotta understand. You like you mentioned, LA Knight. There's one you can. Why not take the risk with them? They didn't take the risk with Killer Cross. Why? Because they don't like how he put himself over. They
should take the risk now with as much talent they got there.
Yes, agreed.
Penta was one of the guys that came in and he was hard. They had him doing all this and they stopped him. Same thing with Jake Fatu. Ray Phoenix, they treating him like a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? So the problem, what I'm seeing with WWE is they don't want to build nobody. They want to keep as the last 7 to 8 months, WWE wants to show you nostalgia. That's all they're throwing right now. They're not building nobody. They're not building anybody. You know what I'm saying? The tag team division, it needs to be better. They're not doing it. They're not putting Penta and Phoenix together and put them in a tag team. So the problem is, like I said, they need to build at least 2 or 3 top guys and one, because they got too many heels. They got too many heels. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact that if Oba Femi comes up, you might put him in SmackDown. But Braun Breaker, this is something that came in my mind. How long is Braun Breaker going to be the rule breaker and be part of the division? Because people, he got a lot of fanfare. Because it's like a tease when he does his spear and all these crazy moves. People are cheering for him. Yep. So you're going to put that switch and you're going to make him a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So they're going to have to build something. I mean,
and that's the biggest problem WWE has. They don't have they only have one real heel. They only have one real heel.
And who's that?
Dom. Every other heel that WWE has right now are cool.
Yeah, Dom, cool. Yeah, it's right. He's right, because Dom, no matter, he gets on the mic, he gets booed the hell out of the building.
Yeah, everybody else, think about it. Everybody keeps saying Finn Balor's a heel. Really? Because when that motherfucker went to NXT, he had a bigger pop than most of the people there.
When he turned on somebody, people went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
So that's not heel attributes right there.
I think it was Dragon Lee at the time in NXT. That's I think it was. But
here's the thing. But this is the thing, though. They're not really heels because, with all due respect to Finn, he's got to a point where he's so popular he can't be evil. The same goes for and even for JD McDonough, because he's friends with Finn, they still cut him some slack.
Mm-hmm. They just got to figure out how to build these.
And first of all, don't even try to boo Roxanne, because that's just fucking pointless.
Hey, that's another girl that I see a great future in her, that she could be.
Exactly, but honestly,
she should have been pushed already. That's the thing. That girl, that to me, and I said this to you, and I said to you guys last time, she's the MVP. I mean, since last year, and WWE, but WWE keeps stopping her from growing. That drives me nuts.
I'm with you on that.
We talked about this. She, at this point in time, I understand they used the Judgment Day to introduce her. She outgrew them. She outgrew all of them in 6 months. She did not.
She did. Hell yeah.
In 6 months, she did not.
She outgrew Raquel Rodriguez.
That's true. Absolutely.
And truth be told, Raquel is I love Raquel, but Roxanne has been super huge really fast. Going back to NXT, she's managed to maintain the same momentum both NXT and into WWE main roster.
I just saw somebody said, unfortunately, Phoenix has hit his ceiling in WWE. I agree with that. I do agree, because he's not going to go further than that.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
I like Bagel's comment here, hot take. He's like, AJ Styles did more for Dragon Lee in 3 months than Rey Mysterio did it for 2 years.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean AJ Lee.
That's what we're gonna call it.
That was hilarious when I heard that.
Redeemer's been saying it every week. Roxanne will not be going anywhere until this Judgment Day nonsense is over.
And it's true. I mean, that Judgment Day should have been broken up a long time.
I suspect they're keeping her there until Liv comes back.
I would break it up before she comes back, because they should start when she's ready to come.
No, I think what they want is it's less about the breakup. I think they're going to break Roxanne. They're about to break Roxanne away from Judgment Day by bringing in Liv and then having Liv turn on Roxanne.
And then make Roxanne
and then Roxanne becomes a baby face, and then we get to see her blow up.
Okay. I'd rather see her more of a heel, though.
I mean, I would too, because I think right now, she's adorable as a villain, and honestly, she's pretty goddamn terrible. As a heel, she is a bad person, but we'll see.
Okay, that's tonight, Steve. Okay, thank you for that information. I didn't know that we were going to have that.
And Dragon Lee's going to lose, because WWE has it out for these international stars. You know what I'm saying? because Dragon Lee is way better than what you've seen in WWE.
Here's like, and it goes back to what you said. They like the international stars because they bring in people, quote unquote, but they ain't gonna put them motherfuckers over.
Let's see.
No.
Redeemer's saying do it now at this point. They basically forgotten everything story wise between Liv and Roxanne.
I agree. I agree. I mean, at this point, I mean,
let's see.
Do y'all remember anything Liv? Y'all remember anything Liv did?
No, I don't. Let's see. As much as Bagel saying, as much as I want Finn to be a top heel champion, I feel like such a big part of the fan base wants to root for him, for Finn to succeed, so he would not get booed. I guess. Okay.
I mean, it's hard to.
Finn Balor hit his ceiling already. You know,
Yep.
He's done better than what he has done, and I mean, he's done a lot. He's tag team champion, first Universal champion, which lasted only less than 24 hours. But,
sucks.
Yeah, and I think he was Intercontinental champion at one point. So he's done well in there. So it's not like, if he was to retire tomorrow, he did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He hit his ceiling already. So
I'll be honest.
That Judgment Day shit.
Yeah.
I actually don't like the fact that he has hit his ceiling, but yeah, I think he has, because unfortunately, I think his window closed up on him just because of injuries and him trying to help other guys. His window closed up behind him. Mm-hmm. Do I think it's impossible for him to break out? No. Do I think in this roster right now on Raw? Yeah, I think it's impossible for him to break out. If he moved to SmackDown, he might be able to get up a little bit higher.
I think the last resort of this, and Redeemer been saying it forever, and I'm going to say what he says, is get rid of the brand split and just make it really more combined when it comes to the women mid cards and the men mid card titles and the tag team. Because where the fuck is Motor City Machine Guns? You telling me that they're in fucking set and main event on what is it? Are they on YouTube or Peacock main event? Where is Fraxim in this when you brought him up from NXT? Nothing. Wouldn't have done much. Nothing. Barely yesterday with them and DIY having a segment.
I'll be honest with you. As much as I love the Motor City Machine Guns, I think they're 5 years too late.
We can still get up Lucha Bros and Motor City Machine Guns. Why not? I want to see that.
But that's the thing. WWE doesn't want to see a banger match. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you those type of matches because people are going to be questioning, like, why hasn't this happened before? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is 5 years too late, not because I don't think they can do it. I think it's 5 years because the window closed and WWE doesn't know what to do with them, and WWE won't do anything with them because it goes back to what she said, bro. They built a name for themselves as a real tag team, the last of the real tag teams before coming to WWE, and WWE does not want that.
The thing is, you can see when they first came in, and I said this a couple of months ago in my podcast. It happened with the Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatanga, Tangaloa. They came in, they gave them the belts for 5 minutes, and they took it away. And be like, okay, keep going, keep wrestling with other tag teams. You got your little shot, you got your 15 minutes of fame, and that's it. Just to have it in your resume, you were tag team champion. So, it's crazy.
And Redeemer saying, lost faith.
WWE lost faith in Bella tonight. He got hurt winning the Universal Championship, which is just ridiculous when other top guys have been hurt and interjected right back into the world. And I agree with that because after that, they never gave him another title shot.
They didn't give him shit, and it sucks because he deserves to have. I feel like he deserves to have another run, and they should have given it a long time ago for him to have a run. Even when he took over as the Judgment Day in the beginning, like it should have been him really having that belt. In my opinion, it would have given something intriguing for him to have it during that time, the early days of Judgment Day when he took over, when he kicked Adam Copeland out. Could have been something there, but they didn't push the trigger on that.
The WWE was doing those days when that happened was a tease of Bullet Club.
Yep.
What they were doing was teasing, had everybody thinking that Bullet Club was going to come to WWE, when in reality, that's a New Japan trademark and whatnot. They had the little moments with the Battle Club and all that nonsense, but that's what I think messed him up. And then he didn't get another big push until he went back to NXT and turned on, I think was.
He turned on Cal Fletcher. And not Cal Fletcher. Kyle O'Reilly. Sorry, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
And
Then he got the push again to become NXT champion. I think he's the only 3 times champion and whatnot. So and after that, he came back up, and he's been stuck in Judgment Day for the last 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy. So, but I think he's just gonna be the same person in there wrestling, getting his title shot. He needs to move away from Judgment Day and whatnot. But then if you move from Judgment Day, where do you put him at? Do you put him in SmackDown? Because they need it.
I'd put him in SmackDown and put him in the mid card division. Like honestly, he can. I'd put him in the head of the. I put him as the head of the mid card division. Like I would have him be the leader of the mid card division.
Yeah, because it's amazing that WWE has all this talent. It's like, how do you not know what to do with them?
Yeah, this is my theory. Remember, I would put him in the same position Eddie Guerrero was when he went to SmackDown in their mid card division.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie took over the mid card division and actually made the mid card division really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the mid card division was so strong, they was like, "We want to give you the belt because you have led that roster."
Yeah,
which is what they could do with Finn, because Finn really could bring it up. Like he could bring the IC title back up, the US title, and I think it's just because right now the mid card does not like. For the top guys is Cody, but after you get past Cody and Drew and the rest of them, who's the top guy in mid cards? Who's the top mid card guy? It should be LA Knight, but it's not.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like they ignore the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in your face. This man has gotten over.
Yeah,
and he could lead either Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah,
but you're not doing nothing about it. You keep it's like putting a carrot like this. Hey, nope, you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So
all right, we got 30 minutes before the thing starts. Let's do the last topic. Or is this the last topic?
No, let's just do it. Might as well, just so we could do a little preview of it, because we haven't had to. I know Redeemer didn't have a chance to do it on Tuesday. I know he did a little bit of it, but I want us to do it. Might as well. And in 30 minutes, folks, don't forget, we'll be here. Redeemer will be here with Steven and Rusty and myself. I'll probably be there a little bit later because I will, run my thing. I need to eat lunch. I haven't eaten breakfast. Brunch, pretty much. This is what we got for the card, and let me pull up the card.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave because I got something to do. And
all right, brother. Thank you.
The NXT thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, OPC, to checking out my podcast this morning or this afternoon. Go check it out, man. It's very interesting. It's about Mercedes Moné and her 15 titles that she has. I don't fucking count. She just won another one on yesterday in Canada.
You mean 12 times? She got
about 14 right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. But guys, thank you very much. And anybody who's online, check me out on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I just put a new episode this afternoon on the YouTube.
Great episode.
So show me love. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Get it to 500, folks.
Thank you so much.
Do it now, folks.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you guys. All right. Okay, later.
All right. Oh, man. All right. Now we can get to the... There we go. We got the main, and that is the NXT Halloween Havoc.
I mean, I'm only, honestly, I'm going to keep it short for myself. I'm only really interested in 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
My girl, Izzy versus JC Jane. Like, that's the one I'm most interested in. I really want Izzy to win, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And of course, Ricky Saints versus Tricky Trick, which I don't know if you saw the promo last week, or actually that was Tuesday. The promo Tuesday, Ricky Saints proved why he deserved to be a top guy. That man, if someone stood and yelled at me like that, like I was a little boy, I got to whoop his ass. That was just disrespectful. Ricky Saints did one hell of a promo that honestly made me more hyped than I have been in a long time for a match. So I'm excited about him versus Trick. And don't get me wrong, Trick did a great job of being the sir. and clutching his pearls as Ricky was going off on him, which I thought was great. And then of course, Izzy and JC Jane, which I think that might be a sleeper banger right there. I think that's going to surprise a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are the only two matches I really care about.
I really care more about how want to see Leon and Javon versus Mr. Iguana and La Parka.
That's the most unserious team in the world. Yeah, okay.
Because I just want to see it. Got 4 different young stars. I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. I do want to see the Saria and Blake. We know it's going to go to Blake. I'm
going to make my prediction on that. I think that's when Soul Ruka fucks over Zarya.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yep.
I think that's when the turn happens. I think that's when the turn happens because this feels very calculated.
That's why it feels suspicious, and I feel like the one that's going to turn is going to be Ruka. I don't think it's going to be Saria. I say it's Ruka.
The tag team match, I ain't gonna lie to you, I really don't care.
We know the Hardys are going to win. They're going to, it's fine, but it should be interesting how they're going to do it. I know they're not doing it at the compound, but we got to wait to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Wagner Jr. and Ethan, I think that's a great buildup because from there they could take it to the next World Collide because, Dr. Wagner is the AAA Latin American champion.
I think it'll go to the next AAA. I think it'll go to the next AAA event.
I agree. And what else we got? Ricky and Trick. Ricky's. Trick's I think this is Trick's last time, and I think he's into the main roster. I think he's by Rumble. I think or before. I want to say probably by Survivor Series. Maybe he should make his debut. After and be either on Raw or SmackDown. We gotta have to wait to see what happens with him because there's nothing else left for him in NXT. There isn't. And with Tatum and JC Jane.
Oh, that's I meant Tatum, not Izzy. My bad.
I say Tatum wins the belt.
I think Tatum deserves that belt. She has been really great. I think it's Halloween. It's perfect for her.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I think JC Jane has done the best she could with it, I'm okay if she loses.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's a small card, but I think it'll be okay. I wish there was at least one more. Once again, I feel like this is a business call, and they're not actually booking a wrestling match. They're booking for TV and not like they're supposed to. But at the same time, these are all quality matches. Not gonna lie to you, I do not give a fuck about Mr. Iguana. I know everybody love him. I don't know why.
I'm just happy to see Leon and Javon, but I want to see how that's gonna go. That's the reason.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, I think this is going to be a quality event. So I'm excited for the whole thing. But I think those are the top 2 matches are the ones I care about. The 2 championship matches are, rightfully so.
All right, so there you go, folks. But it is that time for the flagship show, folks, because we got in less than 30 minutes, we gotta roll out.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
That is right, folks. We gotta roll out, up that, roll out, up that. But you already know it's a pause right now because it's a little break for me and especially done for the evening.
I want to thank everybody for stopping by, except Lennox.
We appreciate you all, but you already know. Don't go anywhere. The party just started because we're in the next 20 to 25 minutes of Redeemer and Steven and Rusty and myself. But I'll join a little bit later for NXT Halloween Havoc watch party, and we're gonna see. Let's see if our preview predictions, comes to fruition. We're gonna have to wait and see. But don't, like I said, folks, we appreciate you. If you guys are new to this channel, subscribe, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to get all your content that we provide you here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Bagel. Thank you, everybody, Steven, the Sea Fluid, everybody. You guys are amazing. Emily, everybody. You guys are the MVPs, and we appreciate you guys. And hopefully we'll be the flagship show. Let's see. We'll see when we do. We got to see our schedule and see when we come back again. I know we got, next weekend coming up is Saturday Night Main Event, so we're gonna have to see while we get into it, and we'll go from there. But you already know, folks, that we hear, we discuss, we derail, we debate, and yes, we detonate at times, because especially when you detonate attorney law, you don't want it to happen. But there's 3 words that we do here, and that is always going to be because we
make history.
That's right. Oh, wow. See you soon.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night.
Oh my God, it's so great.
Bang! Yes!
Over.
Will
Over and over.
make
Over and over.
history!
Over and over and over and over.